Thanks for joining us. It is Thursday, October 20th. I'm Han-daeun in Seoul. The United States has once again pledged to provide firm and extended deterrence for South Korea to counter the rising threats posed by North Korea. The pledge came during talks in Washington between the allies' foreign and defense chiefs. Defense Ministry correspondent Kim Hyun-bin is in Washington with more.
The focus of the so-called 2+2 talks between South Korea's Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se and Defense Minister Han Min-gu and their American counterparts John Kerry and Ashton Carter was on strengthening the U.S. extended deterrence policy against North Korea's ever-growing nuclear and missile threats, as well as maximizing the effectiveness of the sanctions on the regime. Speaking at a press conference after the talks, Yoon said North Korea needs to give up its nuclear ambitions or suffer the consequences.
Seoul and Washington have agreed that if North Korea does not give up its nuclear prowess, we'll make them pay dearly. We'll use all methods to pressure the regime, including sanctions.
Kerry said that Washington will do everything to defend South Korea and emphasized the need to speed up the planned deployment of a U.S. missile defense system to the peninsula.
There should be no doubt that the United States will do whatever is necessary to defend ourselves and to honor the security commitments that we have made to allies, including the Republic of Korea. And we will deploy as soon as possible a terminal high-altitude area defense battery to our Korean ally.
Carter emphasized that the U.S. is committed to providing extended deterrence, guaranteed by the full spectrum of U.S. defense capabilities. He warned Pyongyang that the use of any nuclear weapons will come at a massive price.
Make no mistake, any attack on America or our allies will not only be defeated, but also any use of nuclear weapons will be met with an overwhelming and effective response.
The two allies also agreed to enhance extended deterrence by swiftly establishing a new high-level bilateral body called the Extended Deterrence Strategy and Consultation Group. On Thursday, Seoul's Defense Minister Han Min-gu will hold talks with his American counterpart Ashton Carter at the 48th Annual Security Consultative Meeting.
Mr. Han and Secretary Carter are expected to focus on the details of extended deterrence and issues regarding permanently deploying a U.S. strategic asset to the peninsula, as well as the specific time to deploy that to the south by the end of next year. Kim Hyun-bin, ARIRANG News, Washington, D.C.
Meanwhile, North Korea has fired another ballistic missile just 5 days after its failed missile launch over the weekend, only to have it end in failure again. The missile is presumed to be a Musudan, the same type of missile Pyongyang tried to launch from the same launching site last week. The Musudan is a mid-range ballistic missile with a range of up to 40,000 kilometers. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says the missile exploded soon after it was launched at around 7 a.m. local time near the northwestern city of Kusong. The U.S. Strategic Command says it believes the North launched it as an attempt to make up for its failure on Saturday. Some pundits in South Korea say the launch appears to be a protest against the ongoing Seoul-Washington defense talks, as it was launched immediately after the 2+2 meeting in Washington that ended with a statement containing strong warnings against North Korea provocations. With less than 3 weeks until Americans go to the polls to elect the next U.S. president, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump went one more round in their final debate of this campaign cycle. Hwang Ho-jun gives us the debate highlights.
It's an exchange that will be remembered as one of the most controversial, but it's not likely to be forgotten. More than halfway into the third and final presidential debate, Donald Trump responded to a question from moderator Chris Wallace about whether he will accept the final results of the election.
What I'm saying is that I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
His comments went viral instantly, and the big question now is whether Trump will actually break the long-running American tradition of a peaceful transition of power on Election Day. The response from his Democratic opponent, Hillary Clinton, was immediate. She called it horrifying. Later, she said,
"He is denigrating, he's talking down our democracy, and I, for one, am appalled."
After the debate, Vice presidential candidate Mike Pence tried to temper his running mate's remarks by asserting there is no question Trump will accept the outcome, because he's going to win the election. The debate also dealt with some of the darker allegations in the campaign, including the sexual assault accusations against Donald Trump and the allegations surrounding Hillary Clinton's emails. Trump, who had said at the last debate that he would put Clinton in jail for deleting her emails, said she shouldn't even have been allowed to run in the first place. He also denied all allegations of sexual harassment and said the accusations from the women were all fabricated by the Clinton campaign. Clinton criticized Trump for his pattern of divisiveness, for not apologizing, and for not owning up to his previous comments.
Donald thinks belittling women makes him bigger. He goes after their dignity, their self-worth, and I don't think there is a woman anywhere who doesn't know what that feels like.
Trump responded,
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody.
The candidates still have time to change the calculus in the race, but with only 3 weeks to go until Election Day, they don't have much time left. Hwang Ho-jun, ARIRANG News.
And that's all from me. Get more of the day's top economic stories up next on Business Daily.